Okay, it's a very good day to you, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, wherever you're watching me from all across the world. This is your girl, Adedayo, and you're related to the H-A-Y-O-R. And you're welcome to another edition of Health Education with Dayo. Remember that Health Education with Dayo, what we do is to provide you with health information and tips that will help to protect ourselves, improve our health, as well as prevent illnesses. I have had a number of videos on YouTube, one on hand washing, the other on how to protect yourself in rainy season. So please kindly subscribe, like, and share this YouTube channel. Thank you so very much. So today we'll be talking about another health issue today, and we'll be talking about Ebola or Ebola, however you want to call it. If you remember last year in Nigeria, not just in Nigeria but last year in Africa, we just started hearing about this Ebola stuff, and we in Nigeria thought, okay, because it was happening far away, we're kind of immune to it. And then before we could say Jack Robinson, Ebola had invaded the Nigerian borders, and well, we had Mr. Patrick Sawyer. Thanks to Mr. Patrick Sawyer, we had Ebola in Nigeria, and a number of people died. Some people were infected. Thank God they got better. So today we'll be talking about Ebola viral disease. What exactly is this Ebola? Let me spell it: Ebola. I know a lot of people know it. Ebola is a viral hemorrhagic fever. Hemorrhagic means that it leads to bleeding. Hemorrhagic has to do with blood. It leads to bleeding. Ebola. It was discovered, I think, from a river, thereabouts. And the first Ebola disease, the first Ebola outbreak occurred in the around 1970s, in, I think, Eastern Africa and all that. And Ebola is one of the deadliest known diseases to humans because, number one, it doesn't have a cure, and it's very transmissible. It transmits faster than HIV/AIDS, so it's very, very deadly. Okay, so how exactly is Ebola spread? I think Ebola is first spread from animals to human transmission. Why? Particularly in Africa, we like eating bushmeat, we like eating animals caught in the bush, and people just go to the bush, they go to the forest, and they just kill whatever animal they find, and they cook and they eat. Some people, even as they kill the animal in the forest, they just put over a fire, within how many minutes they say, oh, it has done, and they eat it. But that's one of the ways in which Ebola, has been transmitted, really. So Ebola is transmitted from animals such as chimpanzees or monkeys, have been transmitted from fruit bats, and all that. Now, human to human transmission, how is Ebola transferred? Ebola is transmitted, human to human transmission, through contact with blood, vomit, sweat, and saliva, even semen of people infected with Ebola disease. It's as serious as you shake someone with Ebola. It could be transmitted like that. It's as serious as you just come in contact with the sweat of someone with Ebola disease. It's really as serious as that. So what are the symptoms of Ebola disease? Oh yeah, before I continue, let me just say Ebola has an incubation period of between 2 to 21 days. Incubation period is the period from when the person has been infected with the Ebola virus, and then the period from infection to the showing of symptoms. So it takes between 2 to 21 days. And humans they can only infect other humans when they start showing symptoms. So as long as the Ebola symptoms have not come out, WHO thereabout, science tells us that Ebola is not transmittable to another person. So what are the symptoms of the Ebola virus disease? We have sudden onset of fever, we have fatigue, we have muscle pain, we have headache, we have sore throat, we have rashes and sores on the body. We also have internal and external bleeding. Remember that we said that Ebola is a viral hemorrhagic fever, so it leads to bleeding. Now, how can we protect ourselves? How can we prevent Ebola? Basic number one, practice proper hygiene. like we said, hand washing is something that you should not neglect to do. It's a very simple task. All you need to do is have your soap, have your water. Please watch my YouTube video on hand washing to see how to wash your hands very well. So wash your hands very well with soap, water. If you don't have soap and water, always have an alcohol-based hand sanitizer in your bag and when you're going out. Number 2, also make sure that you avoid contact with animals such as fruit bats, chimpanzees, monkeys. Let's be careful of eating those animals, particularly in this period or at this period of time. Number 3, what do you need to do? Also, you need to avoid contact with people who are suspected to have the Ebola virus disease. Now, Ebola virus disease has some symptoms that masquerade like malaria. So some people will just say, no, God forbid. There's this popular advert on TV and the lady was like, God forbid, I don't have Ebola, it's malaria, and she had even got to buy drugs. That's why it's important that you don't self-medicate. You need to have a proper laboratory test done to confirm before you start using drugs. So let's be careful. Make sure that you avoid contact with anybody who has this Ebola virus disease. And if you suspect, well, God forbid, that you might have the disease, please make sure that you isolate yourself from your families and your friends so that you don't transmit the disease to them. Please isolate yourself. Also avoid places where they are burying people with Ebola virus disease, because people die of this disease. In fact, the death rate is like 90%. Most people with this disease die, actually. And then there are some cultures whereby when they want to bury the dead, people will go and hug the dead and kiss the dead. Please, let's avoid such practices. Also, if you need to eat bush animals, in Nigeria we like to eat bush meat very well. If you need to eat those bush animals, make sure that they are cooked at very high temperatures. They are cooked for a very long time so that they can destroy whatever viruses might be in those food. Remember that we said how to protect yourself from Ebola. Remember, like we said, hand washing. Do proper hand washing. Wash your hands very well. Just keep proper hygiene. Wash your hands at all times. Be very careful. Number 2, we said you should avoid contact with all these animals and bats and all that might actually carry this Ebola. Remember that we said fruit bats, chimpanzees, monkeys, and all that, they are the ones that transmit Ebola. Number 3, also make sure that avoid contact with people who are suspected of having this Ebola virus disease. Avoid contact with them. Make sure that you also avoid this practice of hugging the dead, kissing the dead, and all that. You don't know, probably someone died of Ebola virus disease, so it's very, very important that we also avoid contact with blood, semen, sweat, saliva of people with this Ebola virus disease. If you remember the case of Patrick Sawyer, it was just so effective, really. And people that just, in fact, a doctor said she can't even remember having contact with his blood. She didn't even know how, but she got infected with Ebola virus. So it's very important that we are very, very careful. Remember that health is wealth. Your family loves you. We need to protect ourselves. We need to improve our health. We need to prevent illnesses. This is still Health Education with Dayo, and I'm still your girl D to the ATYOR Adedayo Adere. Please keep watching this. Subscribe, like, share for more videos. God bless you. I'll also be showing you a little clip, little interview on the knowledge and perception of people to this Ebola. People think that, Ebola has gone now, we don't need to protect ourselves. But just recently, Al Jazeera reported that the United Nations has said that the Ebola scare is not over. We still need to protect ourselves. So let's be careful. Remember, health is wealth. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next edition.